Ned Stark was someone who didn't even know Jaime and despised him the moment he saw him sitting arrogantly on the Iron Throne as Aerys Targaryen laid there at the foot of the throne with his throat slashed. One thing that changed in the show is the age difference between Ned and Jaime. In the books, Jaime was 17 when he killed Aerys while Ned was 18. So it's much easier to see Jaime's bitterness at being judged by Ned, who he saw as a peer and not someone who had the right to look down on him. Hello everyone, if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any new updates on your favorite TV series. Jaime was a very arrogant teenager. There's no doubt about that. He was essentially Loras at the time of the main story, who was also 17. He was one of the most talented young knights to have ever walked the Seven Kingdoms and was very aware of it. He was knighted at 15 by the Sword of the Morning himself for valor in combat in Martin, setting a knight's worth as often judged by the man they were knighted by, and Jaime was knighted by the most beloved and respected knight in the Seven Kingdoms. But, he was also very pure in his belief of knighthood and the honor that came with it. His ultimate dream was to become a true knight like his hero Ser Arthur Dayne. But after becoming the youngest Kingsguard ever, at 15, the idealistic young knight was soured by the realities of serving as a Kingsguard knight. He witnessed Aerys raping his sister wife, and was told by Gerold Hightower that his oath was to the king and not to protect his wife from him. He had to go away inside as he witnessed Ned's father burn alive in his armor and Ned's brother Brandon strangle himself to death trying to save his father, only to be reminded by his sworn brothers that he swore to protect the king, not to judge him. He then made the ultimate sacrifice as a knight, knowing he would be vilified for the rest of his life, by breaking his oath and killing Aerys to save the population of King's Landing. To then be looked down upon and judged guilty by Ned on sight, who knew nothing about Jaime, his horrific experiences and reasons for his actions, is the reason why the proud lion hates the honorable wolf. Jaime saw his killing of Aerys as his finest act, and to be looked down upon by the person whose father and brother were brutally killed by Aerys was a slight of the highest order. If you think about it, the list of people who hated Ned Stark is quite large. If you're wearing a white shirt with a few acceptable blotches on it and a man wearing the cleanest white shirt in the history of Westeros enters the room and stands beside you, you're bound to feel conscious about the dirtiness of your own shirt. Ned Stark, with all his honor, made people think about their own shortcomings and thus attracted hate from all the wrong places. His unbendable honor made it difficult for people to reason with him. Although I admire him as a character, there are a lot of things that would have annoyed me too if I were standing next to him. Who likes a person who constantly judges you? For Jaime, it goes beyond this. He killed the king who mercilessly took the life of Ned's father and his brother, an action he thought worthy of at least a little compassion from him. But Ned looked down upon him and called him a kingslayer, not waiting for him to explain why he did what he did. Jaime didn't even bother to tell him about the wildfire that Aerys was planning because he knew that Ned Stark had already passed on his verdict of Jaime as an dishonorable man. He probably believed at first that Ned would look past the kingslaying and acknowledge the fact that Jaime had, by the flick of his sword, put an end to the war and avenged the numerous death Aerys was responsible for. But all he got was a stink eye and an unforgivable title. While Ned cannot be held responsible for being honorable, it's no wonder people hated him, especially the people who could never get the same respect as he did. A dirty white shirt looks dirtier next to a clean white shirt, is all I mean to say. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.